since, my early 20s, I've worked in the trades. I've been an excavator, like always skimmed over a lot of the parts, like when I wasn't doing it. Worked in the trades, electrician, excavator. I've been a licensed insurance agent, a stockbroker, like junior stockbroker. Don't worry, I didn't make any money. I've worked in resort. I've done so much stuff, and I just always kind of come back to it, And that's why I said, like, I wish I could go back. I wish I could have like the mindset I have now when I was 23 and I started it. This thing would be massive.
Yeah, but we all play that game. I'm
Right.
like, oh, if you could go back and have the knowledge in the bank account and then go back to be 21.
I think my bank account when I was
interested.
Well, I think my bank account when I was 26 is
Bigger than it is now.
Bigger as now, but that was I was flipping houses and owning that bike store, and like if you were just like in the economy in the US in 2006, I mean, you could sell ice to Eskimos. Like there's a reason we had that big crash.
Yeah.
It was
just bound to happen.
Yeah,
and
just like
people just giving money away.
Oh, it was nuts. Like, I mean, yeah, we probably shouldn't go like deep into it, but like it was crazy. Like what the banks gave me as a 23-year-old to start that business. Like it was freaking nuts. And I paid the price. Like I paid it big time, and I don't blame anybody else as my own.
Yeah, they did it. Well, I guess they didn't. They never do.
No, they never do. Yeah, they never do.
It's always the small guy, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's gnarly when you go through a huge loss like that. So
what, like, maybe before we get to like the present of the series and all that, like, what life lessons are you bringing into like today's Clay that maybe other people could like resonate with? Because like you've seen and done a lot.
Yeah.
Like what would you tell your 20-year-old self?
Patience. I think I probably
Is that what you learned?
The billionth person on earth to say that, but just patience. Like everything can't happen overnight. Somebody said something to me a while back. I love sayings. Like I have everybody who knows me, like, oh, another saying. Like I could never write them all down if I had to, but they always come to you. And somebody said to me, everyone overestimates what they can accomplish in 12 months or a year, and everyone underestimates what they can accomplish in 3 years and 5 years.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
And if you don't stick with it, you don't get to enjoy that. You know what I mean? Like,
interesting, yeah.
And so many times, like I've started other businesses, I've done other things, and I just didn't stay through that hard part in the beginning. But then it just becomes a lot easier when you're older. You just have a longer vision, right? So like right now, like we're like literally building a series, like that's what we're doing. And so 23-year-old me wouldn't have had the patience or the like, how do you say it? Like the depth of ability, like the ability to have a depth of priorities. Like just looking across this like field of a million things that have to happen, and you are not going to be able to complete every one of those, and you just need to constantly be working on everything and pushing everything forward and be patient with the things that don't work. That's the biggest thing. Like, I mean, sometimes people say something funny to me. It's like, I'm in this quasi-public position now, right? Like I'm like a commissioner of a sports league, essentially. And it's like, it's cool and I enjoy it, but I know that like the reason I'm here is just like a sum of all the things I failed at, right? Like all the things I failed at, whether it was like being a pro biker or the first time I started the US Open or owning these stores or doing this or doing that. So you just can't be afraid to fail. Like I don't think about that, but like when you ask like what's the difference, when you're in your 20s, like you're afraid to fail, and you're just overthink everything, and then you don't have the patience to see it through, so they like kind of fight against each other.